Good morning, children. Today I start the second part of VVS Lakshman. Very special. It is an interview already I told you. The next question is, how different was Sourav Ganguly as a captain? I must say, answer of VVS, that the combination of Sourav and coach John Wright was influential in changing the mindset of Indian cricket itself. For it was then that we started doing well consistently, especially abroad. And we had some amazingly talented individuals with the hunger for success who played with great pride, worked really hard, and showed great commitment levels. So, in this answer, VVS Lakshman talked about coach John Wright and captain Sourav Ganguly. This combination worked very well and they performed very well abroad also. And we had some amazingly talented individuals with hunger for success. Not only these two persons, and we have some other talented individuals. We who played with great pride, worked really hard, and showed great commitment levels. Not only these two, and other players also, some of the players of Indian team worked very hard and created history. So in this answer, I would like to explain some grammar points. In the second sentence, for it was then that we started doing well consistently. Here, the meaning of for is because. The meaning of for is because. Not in Telugu meaning koraku. For because it was then we started doing. Next one, consistently. Consistently is adverb. Consistent adjective. It was an adjective form. Consistently, adverb form. Consistence, noun form. Consistence. It is a noun form. So in this way, you have to learn parts of speech also. That's also very important. Next one is especially. Especially is adverb. Adverb form. Next one, amazing, adjective. Amazing, adjective form. Amazingly, adverb. Amazingly, adverb form. If we add ly to adjective, we may get adverb. So amazing, adjective form. Amazingly, adverb. Okay, stop this. No problem. Okay, next one. Success. success, noun. Successful, successful, adjective form. Successfully, successfully, adverb form. Success, noun, successful, adjective, successfully, adverb. In this way, you have to know the different parts of speech of different words. Next question. What has been your funniest incident on the field? Funniest. Funny, funnier, funniest. Degrees of comparison. F-U-N-N-Y. Funny. F-U-N-N-I-E-R. Funnier. F-U-N-N-I-E-S-T. Funniest. Positive degree, comparative, superlative. So adjectives are used in degrees of comparison. What has been your funniest incident on the field? Here, what has been your funniest incident on the field? What has been your funniest thing on the field? Well, with a big smile, when Saurav and I collided while taking a single in an oval ODI, it is still amusing and embarrassing when I took back as to how it would have happened. So, this is the funniest thing. When Saurav and I played in that oval one day international, it is very amusing and embarrassing for me. Next, what was the most disappointing moment for you? So, what was the most disappointing incident in our life? There was nothing like that. There was nothing like that. There was nothing like that. Here one grammar point is it. There was nothing like that. What kind of sentence is this? For this you must know 4 kinds of sentences. Statement, question, imperative, exclamation. And what are the definitions of these 4 kinds also you have to know. It is very, very important. So in English language there are 4 kinds of sentences. To which type it belongs? You have to tell. There was nothing. For example, statement. What is the definition of a statement? In a statement, subject comes first, verb comes later, and at the end there is full stop. One more sentence. In a statement, subject comes first, verb comes later. That is the definition of a statement. Subject comes first. Subject means noun or pronoun. It comes first. Verb comes later. At the end there is full stop. He went to Guntur. He subject. Went to verb. After Guntur, full stop. So this is a statement. You must be able to change a statement into question. For example, see, there was nothing like that. When you want to change a statement into question, first you have to observe what is the subject, what is the verb. Verb, whether it is helping verb or main verb. Whether it is helping verb or main verb. If it is helping verb, it is very easy to change that statement into question. Simply you have to reverse that subject and verb. Automatically it becomes question. Yes or no question. Here, for example, one more sentence I will write. He is a very clever boy. He is a very clever boy. What kind of sentence is this? It is a statement. First the subject is there, next verb is there, afterwards full stop. So this is a statement. You have to change the statement into question. How? If there is a helping verb in a sentence, it is very easy to change that statement into question. Simply you have to reverse this statement, this verb and subject. Simply reverse. Automatically it becomes a yes or no question. Is he a very clever boy? Question. Simply we reverse this. 2. But when there is a main verb, that is different. Sometimes you have to take did to start a question. Sometimes you have to take do. Sometimes you have to take does. Based on the main verb. If the main verb is in present tense without SRES, you have to start that question with do. If the main verb is in present tense with SRES, you have to start that question with does. Does plus subject plus V1. If the main verb is in past tense, just like he went to Guntur, you have to start that question with the did plus subject plus V1. Did he go to Guntur? Question mark. So when there is main verb, you have to take the help of do, does, did. These are also dummy operators, helping verbs. By taking the help of these do, does, did based on the tense of the verb, you can change that statement into question. But when there is a helping verb in a sentence, it is very easy to change that statement into question. Here also, helping verb is there. If you want to change this statement into question, simply you have to reverse these 3. Their subject was verb. Was there nothing like that? Automatically it becomes question. Was there nothing like that? Question. Statement was, there was nothing like that. This is subject, this is verb, helping verb. This is also very important. This is also, he is a very clever boy. He is subject to, he is helping verb. Is he a very clever boy? Automatically it becomes question. Yes or no question. Why is it called yes or no question? Because that question begins with a helping verb and have the answer and has the answer yes or no. And has the answer yes or no. For example, are you going to school? It is yes or no question. It is also called verbal question. It is also called verbal question because it began with a verb. And such questions have the answer yes or no. Because of these 2 reasons, such questions are called yes or no questions, or open questions, verbal questions. So this is about changing of statement from statement into question. Next one. There was nothing like that, but I would feel terribly disgusted whenever I dropped a catch. I would feel sorry for the bowler who puts in such a great effort and the chance is floored. That hurt me the most. Okay. His answer is, I would feel terribly hurt, disgusted when I dropped my catch. When ball failed from my hands, when it floored, I would really feel very sorry and disgusted because I missed that ball. That the bowler who puts in such a great effort, the bowler had done excellently, but I missed the ball. On such occasions, I would feel very sad and disgusted. In this, one more grammar point is there. Would plus V1. Would plus V1. Would plus V1 on different occasions we can use. But here, when you want to tell the repetition of such things, some things in the past, to tell the repetition of some things in the past, you can use this one. I feel terribly disgusted. That means many times it happened. Hurt. Tenses of hurt. 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 To hurt. Hurting. These are tenses. Next one. What are your hobbies? I love to spend time with members of my family. It gives us so much of peace. I do love reading biographies of successful individuals. For here also for means because. For means because, not koraku. For they help us know how they handled different aspects in life and in sport. I always love to spend time with my family. Then I love reading of different books, that especially biographies of great personalities, because we can learn so much from their lives, how they handled difficult situations, how they faced the adverse situations. We can learn all such things from the biographies of great personalities of the world. Because of that, I love reading of biographies. Next one. You are a complete family man now. Outside, you are a celebrity, and at home, a normal caring father. Yes, I am lucky to have such a wonderful, well-knit family with a wonderful wife, and it's a great feeling to see the kids grow up so fast. It is a real joy to be with them. Really, I am very lucky, sir. As you told, I have a well-knit family. I have a good wife, and she knows very well how to handle, how to maintain my family. And moreover, it is a great feeling to see the kids are growing up so fast. To observe all these things, I feel very happy. I am very lucky. It is really a joy to be with them. To spend time with them is very, very happy moment for me. Who are the cricketers whom you admire? So, what are your favorite cricketers, sir? In my early days, Azhar. Okay, in my early days, I like Azhar. Well, Sachin is such a role model in every aspect. Next, my favorite sports star is Sachin. Afterwards, Kapil, also my favorite. I get great inspiration from these three personalities, cricketers. What's your favorite cuisine? Cuisine means the dish, vantakamu, your favorite. I am a vegetarian. I love to taste all sorts of dishes. Thai cuisines are my favorites. Basically, I am a vegetarian, sir. I like to taste all kind of vegetarian dishes, and especially I like the cuisines of Thailand. I like those dishes. What kind of music do you normally listen to, and who are your favorite singers? India has been this is about music. Sir, what type of music do you like to listen to? And who are your favorite singers? India has been very fortunate to have seen so many great musicians and singers. And I love listening to Kishore Kumar and our own S.P. Balasubramaniam, with whom I fortunately enjoy a special personal relationship. Sir, as Indians, we have to be very proud, and we are very lucky because India has produced the greatest musicians and singers. Many people abroad like to listen Indian music. That is the specialty of Indian music. Highly melodious musicians created highly melodious music for a number of movies. In that aspect, Indians are very lucky. Next one, regarding singers, I love to listen to Kishore Kumar, famous Hindi singer, and our own S.P. Balasubramaniam. And luckily, I have some personal relationship with these two great singers, Kishore Kumar and S.P. Balasubramaniam. Kishore Kumar is just like our Ghatsala in Telugu field. But Telugu word is their Gandharva Gayikudu. So these two are such kind of highly melodious, famous singers. Next, which TV program do you love to watch? Next, TV programs. What kind of TV programs do you like, sir? Generally, I don't miss any big sporting events, and Wimbledon is one such that I love to watch without fail. I never miss any sports event on TV, especially Wimbledon Open Tennis. Wimbledon Open Tennis, I don't want to miss it. I like it very much. With the family members, I enjoy such kind of sports events along with my family members and enjoy. And I enjoy singing and dancing competition programs also. Singing and dancing. I am amazed at the talent actually. I am amazed at the talent of singers and dancers and other players also. Who was your childhood hero? Okay, sir. When you were a child, who was your childhood hero? Childhood and current hero is my dad. I can't say any name, sir. In my childhood and at present, my father is my hero. No doubt about it. Because my father guided me, my father advised me on number of occasions with a number of good advice. I owe everything to him. The meaning of the sentence is, I owe everything to him means only because of my father, only because of his encouragement, only because of his suggestions, I came to this position. That is the meaning of I owe everything to him. O-W. Owed. Tenses. What is that you miss by being a cricketing celebrity? Sir, because of your cricket profession, what thing you missed according to you? I never thought of myself as a big cricketer. It is always nice to be with my family. My life has all the qualities I look for. I have two wonderful kids and I am blessed to have such a family. Okay, even though I was in cricket or cricketing field, I never missed the enjoyment with my family and my kids. I never thought of myself as a great player. I am an ordinary cricketer, not a great player. I never thought like that. I like to spend time always with my family, along with my kids and wife. Have you given thought to the post-retirement plans? Last question. Sir, you have already announced your retirement. What are your future plans? What are you going to do next step, in the next step? Well, I had a dream to set up a school and an academy. I am confident of realizing this big dream. After my retirement, I have some plans and dreams. First, I want to set up a school and an academy. A school and an academy. I am confident, no doubt. I have such kind of confidence to fulfill my desire and dream. So, this is the lesson of VVS Lakshman. After reading this lesson 2 or 3 times, you have to practice this interview to write in your own words. In paper 1 English, in section 3, section C, interview may be given. They are from textbook. It is for 10 marks. So practice such kind of interviews by writing. So after reading textbook, you have to create questions in your own and write answers also in your own. So regarding this lesson, I would like to suggest you read repeatedly the textbook. Try to understand the summary of entire lesson. And if you understand the summary of the lesson, you can answer any question from any paragraph from that lesson. It is in section A, comprehension. reading comprehension. It is for 10 marks, 15 marks. Section A, 15 marks. So completely depends upon your reading and understanding ability. If you read and understand the summary of that paragraph thoroughly, then you can answer those questions which are given below excellently. And there is a possibility of getting full marks, 15 out of 15, because paragraphs are given in the question paper itself. You have to read it thoroughly and then you have to answer. So it is very easy. And when you compare section B with section A, it may be some difficult because section B is completely grammar. So try to get maximum marks in section A. For that purpose, you have to read the textbook thoroughly. That is most important for paper 1. Next, I would like to explain the pronunciation of some words. Our pronunciation is almost 90% wrong. We are not pronouncing the words in a perfect way. For perfect pronunciation, language experts invented some symbols. They are called phonetic symbols. So if you go through the dictionary, there is Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. This is really a treasure of English knowledge. A treasure of English knowledge. If you have this dictionary with you, you need not consult anybody regarding your doubts about meanings and pronunciation of every word. In this book, word is given in an alphabetical order. Correct pronunciation is also given with the symbols, phonetic symbols. That is the correct pronunciation. Phonetic symbols, according to that pronunciation, everybody should follow. Everybody should pronounce that word. But nowadays, most of the people are not following those phonetic symbols. Simply in different accents, they are pronouncing in different ways. For example, here I explain some words. G-I-M-M-I-C. G-I-M-M-I-C. Generally, everybody pronounces this word as gimmick. Gimmick. I am writing in Telugu. Gimmick. Gimmick is wrong. It is not gimmick. It is a gimmick. Gimmick. If you want to write in same pronunciation, you must know phonetic symbols. That is the second step. It is not so easy. Next step, I will explain symbols. So, G-I-M-M-C should be pronounced as gimmick, not gimmick. But most of the people pronounce as gimmick. He is playing gimmicks. Don't play gimmicks. Gimmicks is wrong. Gimmick or gimmicks. Next word, V-I-L-L-A-G. V-I-L-L-A-G. We pronounce it generally village, but not village. It is village. with symbols I am writing with village. 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 This is Z digit. So village is wrong, but most of the people simply pronounce village. I went to my village, village, village. Even highly educated people also pronounce in the same way, but that is wrong. Village, village correct word. Next word. Market. How do you pronounce it? Market. Mar. We are pronouncing R also, but it is wrong. It is market. Market, but not market. But very few people know that correct pronunciation is market. Everybody is pronouncing market, market, market. Market wrong. It is market, market. R silent. Next one. Peasant. Generally people pronounce it as a peasant. P. But it is not a peasant. It is correct pronunciation is peasant. 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 Not peasant. Peasant means farmer. Peasant. Next one. Police. What the pronunciation? General pronunciation? Police. Police. Police also 1000% wrong. Police not. Police. Correct word is police. This is the correct word. But most of the people don't pronounce like that. Simply pronounce police, police, police. Police wrong. It is police. Correct word. Next one, very, very familiar word. DAIS. DAIS. During functions or celebrations, when we are conducting some programs at school level or anywhere, the anchors simply invite some guests by using the word, I invite Mr. Rex to come on to the dais. Dais, dais, dais. Dais, the word dais is not there in English language. The word dais is 1000% wrong. The correct pronunciation is dais. Dais. D-A-I-S. Dais. But how many people are pronouncing that word like dais? We can't. Even highly educated people also, IAS, IPS officers also are not pronouncing that word as a dais. They are also pronouncing it as dais, 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 dais. 1000% wrong pronunciation. That word is not there in English language. So you have to learn such kind of words daily, 2 words, 3 words. It's not a simple thing to learn all the words overnight. So by buying this dictionary, everybody, it's a price maybe 400 or 450 rupees or 500. Excellent book for every student. It is just like a treasure, advisor, guru, friend, everything. So all these details are given in this book. All these phonetic symbols, including example sentences, how to use different word on different occasions. All these details you can find in this dictionary. So I advise you, everybody, to buy this book. Lifelong it is useful, not only for 9th class and 10th class. It is useful for your entire life, for your children also, for your grandchildren also. That is useful. So DIS is dais, wrong. Day is correct pronunciation. Days. Police, not police. Police. So these are the mistakes we are committing every day. Next one, for example, beat, B-E-A-T. What are the other tenses? Beat, past tense also beat. Beat. Beaten. Beaten. But most of the people use here beat, bet, beaten. Bet is not there. Bet is not there. Beat, beaten. This is also a mistake committed by us. Beat, beaten. Next one. Would plus V1. When do is would plus V1? Would feel in our textbook, I would feel is given. Would plus V1. Generally, this structure is used to tell about the repetition of some things in the past. Repetition of some things in the past. I would feel disgusted. I would feel disgust. What is that one? I would feel terribly disgusted. Would plus V1. What is the meaning? It happened many times. He missed that catch. When he misses that catch, he is simply disappointed. He would feel disappointed. Would feel means to tell about repeated actions in the past. We use this structure, would plus V1. I would watch movies on every Sunday. That means that action is repeated every Sunday. So here would can indicate repetition of in the past. I would feel terribly disgusted. This sentence is given in our textbook. Next one, when they first met, they would always have picnics on the beach. When they first met, they would always have picnics on the beach. That means in the past, it is a past event. It was repeated many times. When they met, first they go to enjoy picnics. This is the repetition of some action in the past. Next one, when I was a kid, I would always go to the beach. When I was a kid, I would always go to the beach. That going to beach was repeated a number of times in the past when he was a kid. So when I was a kid, I would go to the beach. Would go. That's the meaning of. So if you want to express such kind of past repeated actions, we can use this structure, would plus V1. When I was a kid, past action. I would go to beach. Would go. Repeated action. Number of times I went to beach. Next one. When he was young, he would always do his homework. This is also repeated action. When he was young, he would always do his homework perfectly. This action also was repeated number of times. So, with this, the second part of VVS Lakshman, very, very special, is finished. And one more thing, after receiving these videos and worksheets, you must answer these worksheets immediately and send them back without any delay. by writing your complete name and section without fail. Note down. Don't fail. Right. Okay.